Welcome everyone. This is Mahima Rate, intern, P&O Department, PDUNIPPD. A very warm welcome to everyone present here with warm greetings. It gives me a great pleasure to extend a warm welcome on behalf of PDUNIPPD for conducting webinar on mental wellness. I'm very thankful to all the faculties for their support and guidance and for conducting this webinar and giving me this opportunity to aware people about the mental health. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. That's why it's so important that we all speak up on mental health. So, without any delay, let's start with me. So, what are the topics going to be covered in this webinar? There will be a brief introduction about mental health and depression, mental health issues in persons with disabilities, child, adult, how to overcome depression, awareness programs. So, these are the topics we are going to discuss in this. So, what's the importance of this webinar? The main importance is to get awareness about mental health. What is psychiatry? Psychiatry is the branch of medicine focused on the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of mental, emotional, and behavioral disorders. And what is psychotherapy? Psychotherapy, sometimes called talk therapy, is a treatment that involves a talking relationship between a therapist and patient. It can be used to treat a broad variety of mental disorders and emotional difficulties. Who are mental health professionals? There can be so many like psychologist, psychiatrist, psychotherapist, mental health counselor, social worker. But here we are going to talk about only two, psychotherapist and psychiatrist. What is the difference between psychologists and psychiatrists? Psychologists, they are not medical doctors, whereas psychiatrists are medical doctors. Psychologists can't prescribe medication, but psychiatrists can prescribe medication. Psychologists can only use psychotherapy, but psychiatrists can use psychotherapy and medical treatments both. Only one third psychologists treat medical or mental disorders, but all the psychiatrists treat mental disorders. Talk about mental health. What is mental health? Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps in determining how we handle stress and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence throughout adulthood. What causes mental health problems? There can be so many causes like genetics, brain chemistry imbalance, poor nutrition, physical health issue, drugs, stress. There can be other causes too, such as social isolation, experiencing discrimination, homelessness, domestic violence, being involved in a serious incident in which you feared for your life, or being the victim of a violent crime. Although lifestyle factors including work, diet, drugs, and lack of sleep can all affect your mental health, if you experience a mental health problem, there are usually other factors as well childhood, abuse, trauma, or neglect. What is depression? The state of feeling very unhappy and without hope for the future. A mental illness in which a person is very unhappy, worried, nervous for long periods and cannot have a normal life during these periods. Tiredness, loss of appetite, sleeping problems. So, if you suffer from depression, it's best to get professional help. Symptoms of depression: sadness, feeling of pessimism, talking or moving more slowly, fatigue, weight or appetite changes, trouble sitting, headache, digestive problems, cramps, suicidal thoughts or thoughts about death, oversleeping or not being able to sleep, loss of interest, feeling helpless, hopeless, worthless, or guilty. It could happen to anyone. Mental health doesn't care about positions or job titles. It can affect anyone at any time, no age limits or economic status. So let's talk about this. Coronavirus and mental health. Fear, worry, and stress are normal responses. So it is normal and understandable that people experiencing fear in the context of COVID-19 pandemic. Added to the fear of contracting the virus in a pandemic such as COVID-19 are the significant changes to our daily lives as our movements are restricted in support of efforts to contain and slow down the spread of the virus. Faced with new realities of working from home, temporary unemployment, homeschooling of children, and lack of physical contact with other family members, friends, and colleagues, it is important that we look after our mental as well as our physical health. The COVID 19 crisis has taken a psychological toll on people of all ages, but one group especially affected is teenagers. School closures and enforced social distancing have cut off many teens from major means of psychological support, putting them at higher risk of developing anxiety and depression. Throughout the world, the public is being informed about the physical effects of COVID 19 infection and steps to take to prevent exposure to the coronavirus and manage symptoms of COVID 19 if they appear. However, the effects of this pandemic on one's mental health have not been studied at length and are still not known. There has been very little concern expressed over the effects of one's mental health and on strategies to prevent this stigma. People's behavior may greatly affect the pandemic dynamic by altering the severity, transmission, disease flow, and repercussions. The present situation requires raising awareness in public, which can be helpful to deal with this calamity. Adults with disabilities report frequent mental distress almost 5 times as often as adults without disabilities. There are unique stressors and challenges that could worsen mental health for people with disabilities during the COVID 19 crisis. Research on past pandemics shows that disabled people find it harder to access critical medical supplies, which can become even more challenging as resources become less. Attitude of society towards the disabled. Disability is a disease of social relation, and social relations between disabled and the able bodied are tense. They face a lot of questions from others out of curiosity and unable to answer that. They are facing social hurdles in the form of discrimination and avoidance. They become object of pity while they are in a group they feel socially isolated. There are many factors that influence and determine interpersonal relationship between the able bodies and the disabled. One of the most significant factors is concerning the extent and nature of disablement. A common man's reaction to gross physical deformities like cerebral palsy, the victim of which presents an ghastly appearance with constant jerky movements of the limbs, incoherent speech, and saliva dripping down the mouth. Parents play an important role in training and socialization of their child. When they identify their child is a person with disability, they face problem to cope up with that situation. Denials of reality, self-pity, guilt feeling, shame, depression, rejection of the child are the common reactive patterns. The presence of the child increases the stress level of the family. Defensive reactions are likely to occur. They think it is because of their sin. At times, parents deny the fact that their child is a person with disability. They reject the child because of resentment. So, child is also doing the same, but he is not able to express his blame, so he becomes prey of guilt. People with disabilities need health care and health programs for the same reasons anyone else does to stay healthy, to stay active, and a part of the community. Having a disability doesn't mean a person is not healthy or that he or she cannot be healthy. Being healthy means the same thing for all of us, getting and staying well so we can lead full and active lives. That means having the tools and information to make healthy choices and knowing how to prevent illness. Is your child depressed? There are some common signs of depression among kids include sadness, anger, frequent crying, withdrawal from friends and family, feelings of worthlessness, guilt, lack of enthusiasm, fatigue, difficulty concentration, thoughts of death or suicide, changes in eating and sleeping pattern. There are so many signs. You just have to find out what is your sign. Challenges to parent recognition of their child's depression, that why they are not able to recognize. In 40% cases, it's hard to tell normal ups and downs from depression, whereas in 30% cases, youth is good at hiding feelings. In 14% cases, they don't talk about feelings much, they are not that open. Whereas in 7% cases, parents don't spend too much time with their child. And in 4% cases, they are not sure what signs of depression are. Causes of teenage depression. There are multiple reasons why a teenager might become depressed. It can be academic stress, romantic problems, physical appearance, emotional neglect, traumatic events, peer pressure, school performance, social status with peers, sexual orientation. You just have to find out the cause. Divorce. Divorce can be difficult time for a family. When parents divorce, the effects of divorce on children can vary. Some children react to divorce in a natural and understanding way, while other children may struggle with the transition. The more distracted children are, the more likely they are not be able to focus on their schoolwork. Loss of interest in social activity. Sometimes children feel insecure and wonder if their family is the only family that has gotten divorced. Children need an outlet for their emotions, someone to talk to, someone who will listen. Feeling of guilt. Children often wonder why a divorce is happening in their family. They will look for reasons, wondering if their parents no longer love each other or if they have done something wrong. These feelings of guilt are a common effect of divorce and children, but also one which can lead to many other health problems. Don't fight in front of your kids. How parents behave with each other also plays an important role in child's life, with the potential to affect everything from mental health to academic success and future relationships. In most cases, arguments will have little or no negative effect on children. But when parents shout and are angry with each other, problems can arise. Research suggests that boys and girls may also respond differently, with girls at higher greater risk of emotional problems and boys at greater risk of behavior problems. Indeed, when parents successfully resolve arguments, children can learn important positive lessons which can help them navigate their own emotions and relationships beyond the family circle. Make sure the kids see you make up. If they are going to see the bad, be sure they also see the good. How to help children with depression. As a parent, you need to be prepared for dealing with problems, big or small. That includes taking care of your child's mental health. It's important to step up when things get serious. Teen depression is not rare. Help them to identify the problem they are having, root of the problem, their change in behavior. Encourage your child to deal with the problem. Motivate them to be strong and show the positive side. What can you do to help your child with depression? Get them professional help. Give your child emotional support. Encourage a healthy lifestyle. That is, exercise regularly, eat healthy, sleep timely. Help them feel connected. Offer support and show your feelings of love and concern for your child. But many of the world's most famous people are hiding ongoing battles with severe depression. As it turns out, a lifestyle of money and fame does not automatically shield one from mental illness. So let's talk about good mental health keys. Our help guides. So there are six. First one is social connection. Social connections not only impact your mental health, but your physical health as well. According to a research, individuals with stronger social relationships had a 50% increased livelihood of survival. The second point is staying active. Physical activity or exercise can improve your health and reduce risk of developing severe diseases. Third one is managing stress. If you are living with high levels of stress, you are putting your entire life, entire well-being at risk. Now, the fourth one is brain, that is healthy diet. Eating a brain boosting diet can support both short term and long term brain function. A well balanced diet boosts your brain health. Now, the fifth one is quality sleep, which is most important. Sleep plays an important role in your physical and mental health. So, good sleep is very important. Now, the last one is meaning and purpose. So, purpose is a sense of knowing that your life has meaning, your life has value and importance. Living with purpose means you know for a fact that your work, your contribution, and your life makes a positive impact on the lives of others. Purpose can guide your life. Having purpose means the work that you are committed to serve, that you are committed to serve humanity in a positive way. Depression. How to talk about this? Depression can be hard to deal about, but if a friend or loved one is depressed, having a conversation about getting help can make a big difference. Use these tips to start talking. Point number one, show you care, that how you are feeling. I'm here to listen to you and support you. I'm concerned about you. I think you may need to talk to someone about depression. I want you to get the help you need to feel better. Let me tell you all the things I have about you. I would really like to spend more time with you. Let's take a walk, grab something to eat, or go to a movie. Point number two, offer help. You are not alone. Many people suffer from depression. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Depression can be treated. Getting help is the best thing you can do. Most people get better with treatment, even people who have severe depression. There are following ways to different methods to treat depression, including therapy and medicine. Getting more physical activity might also help you feel better. Point number three, offer help. Offer to help. Let me help you figure out what's going on. You can start by making an appointment with your doctor, or I can help you find someone else to talk to, like a counselor, therapist, or social worker. I can give you a ride to your therapy appointment or remind you to take your medicine. You can call or text me at any time if you need support or if you just want to talk. Point number four, ask life saving questions. Have you felt hopeless or thought about hurting yourself recently? I'm here for you. Let's call the National Suicide Prevention Helpline at 1-800-273-8255. To overcome depression. There are 5 ways to help yourself through depression. If you feel depressed, it's best to do something about it. Depression does not just go away on its own. In addition to getting help from a doctor or therapist, here are 5 things you can do to feel better. Point number one is exercise. Take a 15 to 30 minutes walk or dance every day. People who are depressed may not feel much like being active, but make sure do it anyway. Ask a friend to exercise with you if you need to be motivated. Once you get in the exercise habit, it won't take long to notice a big difference in your mood. In addition to getting aerobic exercise, some yoga poses can help relieve feelings of depression. Try downward facing dog or legs up the wall pose. You can find these poses on yoga websites, right? So, point number two is nurture yourself with good nutrition. Depression can affect appetite. One person may feel like eating at all, but another might not. If depression affected your eating habit, you will need to be extra mindful of getting the right nourishment. Proper nutrition can influence a person's mood and energy. So, eat plenty of fruits and vegetables and get regular meals. Even if you don't feel hungry, try to eat something light, like a piece of fruit to keep you going. Point number third is Identify troubles. Try to identify any situations that have contributed to your depression. When you know what's got you feeling blue and why, talk about it with a caring friend. Talking is a way to release the feelings and to receive some understanding. Once you air out these thoughts and feelings, turn your attention to something positive. Take action to solve problems. Ask for help if you need it. Feeling connected to friends and family can help relieve depression. It may also help them feel there is something they can do instead of just watching you hurt. Point number 4 is express yourself. With depression, a person's creativity and sense of fun may seem blocked. Exercise your imagination, like painting, drawing, dancing, etc. And you not only get those creative juices flowing, you also loosen up some positive emotions. Take time to play with a friend or a pet, or do something fun for yourself. Find something to laugh about. A funny movie, perhaps. Point number 5 is try to notice good things. Depression affects a person's thoughts, making everything seem negative and hopeless. If depression has you noticing only the negative, make an effort to notice the good things in your life. Try to notice one thing, then try to think of one more. Consider your strengths, gifts, or blessings. Most of all, don't forget to be patient with yourself. Depression takes time to heal.
What parents can do: help your teen learn thinking and coping skills, help your teen relax with physical and creative activities, focus on his or her strengths, talk to and listen to your child with love and support, encourage teens to share their feelings, including thoughts of death or suicide, reassure them that this is very common with depression, help your teen look at problems in a different, more positive way. Break down problems or tasks into smaller steps so your teen can be successful. Assure your children that while you cannot promise that you will not have any reaction to what they say, you will be far more open and trusting if they come to you first. Help your teen to understand that if they come to you first, they will keep at least some of your trust. All films are not bad, there are some good ones too. So, dear Zindagi, this movie is very good. I have seen twice, and I request everyone should watch. A line is written on the screen in Hindi. जब हम अपने आप को अच्छी तरह समझ लेते हैं तो दूसरे क्या समझते हैं it doesn't matter. When we understand ourselves well, then what others understand doesn't matter. So do whatever you want to do. Do whatever makes you happy. Go wherever you want to go. So say goodbye to your fears and say hi to your life. Why? Because trust me, your life is so beautiful and your life is so important. We think that celebrities do not have depression. We think celebrities are very happy. But no, celebrities too are humans like us. The brain does not discriminate. And who likes depression? Answer will be no one, right? Everyone wants to be happy, healthy. So they're also concerned about their mental health. Mental health has the bad effect on their work too. So you are not alone. We all are same. Mental health is mental health. Doesn't matter you are a student, celebrity, housewife, male, female, adult, old, doesn't matter. At last, what matters is you are a living being with a brain, and you all are same for brain. You have to give equal importance to your mental health. And there are so many celebrities who have spoken out about their depression. You can't stop depression, no matter how famous or well known you are. Everyone knows Deepika Padukone, right? And I really appreciate her. She's actually making a big difference by talking about her depression, which impacts thousands of people. When we have fever, we tell someone we are ill. So why can't we talk about mental health in the same way? People think depression is sadness or constant crying. Yes, it is. But sometimes depression also manifests as anger and frustration. And sometimes it's a feeling of constantly being numb. Depression is waking up in the morning and going back to bed again because the day ahead seems empty and meaningless. And why would someone who has everything be unhappy? The question that was on everybody's mind when Deepika Padukone revealed that she had suffered from depression.
Next is Hrithik Roshan. No doubt one of the finest actors of Bollywood, be it his performance in the films, his physique, humbleness, or his looks. The actor excels in everything. He has a huge fan following not just in India but also all over the world. Roshan has admitted to suffering from depression and has even spoken out at the Everyday Heroes campaign. Spreading mental health awareness, he wanted people to understand that it should not be stigmatized. He said the ups and downs are important because we evolved through both of them. When you go through a down, it is important to have a clarity of thought. Sometimes your brain takes over and it kind of feeds you with unwanted thoughts, feeds you with thoughts which are not aligned with what you want to do in life. And that is the time you need an objective point of view or a third person to look at you and tell you that this is what has happened because you lost awareness at that time. How would you react if you were told that you had motor neuron disease at the age of 20 and had just few days to live? That was Hawking in 1963. He is an inspiration. Stephen Hawking was one of the most influential scientists to exist in the history of humankind. He is well known for his research on black holes. So let us learn some of the valuable life lessons from this beautiful soul. So there are two life lessons. First one is never let your limitations define your future. No matter what the circumstances are, just keep a strong mindset towards your goal. It may be waiting for you down the line. Although he was diagnosed with ALS, he had trust in himself and continued his efforts for knowledge. And the second life lesson is be hopeful and never give up. When Hawking was first diagnosed with ALS is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, he fell into a deep and totally understandable depression. What he had was just hope for a better future, which managed to keep it alive throughout his suffering. If he had given up right when he was diagnosed, then the world would have truly lost one of the greatest men. Kiran, mental health helpline number. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has launched the 24 into 7 toll-free mental health rehabilitation helpline Kiran to provide relief and support to persons with mental illness. The objectives of the helpline are early screening, first aid, psychological support, distress management, mental well being. It aims at serving people experiencing stress, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, adjustment disorders, post traumatic stress disorders, substance abuse, suicidal thoughts, pandemic induced psychological issues, and mental health emergencies. It will function as a lifeline to provide first stage advice, counseling, and reference in 13 languages to individuals, families, NGOs, parent associations, professional associations, rehabilitation institutes, hospitals, or anyone in need of support across the country. Kiran toll free helpline number is 1800 599 0019. This photo was taken from IPH College, New Delhi. College is doing a good job to increase awareness. Silent features of Kiran. This toll free helpline will be operational 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the technical coordination of BSNL. Total 25 institutions, 8 national institutes, 660 psychologists, 668 psychiatrists, 13 languages are covered in the helpline. This helpline will resolve mental health issues. Mental Health Day is observed on 10th October every year with the overall objective of raising awareness of mental health issues around the world. This is a mental health awareness program organized by Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay National Institute for Persons with Physical Disabilities. This was organized near ITU. Everyone wore the same t-shirt to show the strength and equality and to spread awareness. It's so important that we all should speak up on mental health. Mental health is just as important as physical health. Remember that. It's okay to feel unstable. It's okay to feel dissociate. It's okay to hide from the world. It's okay to need help.
It's okay not to be okay. Your mental illness is not a personal failure. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So, join hands to fight with mental illness. Your mental health is so important. Stop keeping track of the mistakes you have made. It's time to forgive yourself. It's time to stand for yourself. It's time to love yourself. It's time to respect yourself, admire yourself, forgive yourself, accept yourself, and today is the day. And I would like to say, you are more precious to this world than you will ever know. You don't have to struggle in silence. Never give up on someone with mental illness. When the I is replaced by we, illness becomes wellness. So, thank you so much. I would like to thank you all again. It's people like you that make webinars and presentations awesome. Thank you so much again. Thank you.